What's going on, guys? Today I will be reviewing Jackson Hole Ski Resort located in Wyoming. Let's get right into it. So I will be reviewing off of 10 different categories, all based off a 1 to 10 rating, 5 being average. So that's how I'll be reviewing it today. Starting off with the beginner to expert riding. I had a great time at Jackson Hole. It had runs for everybody, but definitely excelled in intermediate to expert terrain. You won't have any issues finding easy or difficult runs, but the further you go to the top of the mountain, the more difficult it is for sure. Overall, there are more difficult runs than easy runs, but you can definitely find your balance there. You do have to be careful though where you go, because if you take the tram all the way up to the top, you will find yourself on only blacks. So there's definitely a lot more expert terrain. Jackson Hole is also home to Corbet's Couloir, which is one of the gnarliest drop-ins in the world, really. It's got a massive cliff, you jump into it, it's really cool. So for beginner to expert riding, I give it an 8 out of 10. The next topic will be the lift ticket price. And I know that's one of the biggest factors picking out a spot to ski, so definitely gonna be talking about that. So nowadays resorts charge a lot of money to be on the mountain, which makes sense because they have a lot of expenses they need to take care of. The ticket price was just over $200, bucks, 220 or something, which is on the higher side, but I think it's worth it, so I gave it a 5 out of 10. The next topic I'm here to talk about is the lodging. There are many hotels and homes that are near the mountain, but they definitely fill up quickly. You shouldn't have any issues finding a home if you're booking at least a year in advance. If you want to make a spontaneous trip out there though, you might have issues trying to find a house. But overall, it's not the easiest thing to find a house, so you'll definitely have to book in advance. So I give that a 4 out of 10. All right. Now we got the location accessibility. So there are usually about 1 to 2 flights going directly to Jackson from O'Hare Airport. And the airport has stunning views, which is great. The Grand Tetons. Yeah, the Grand Tetons are right in the airport, right next to it. So you get off the plane, that's the first thing you see, which is awesome. And the airfare, the price of the tickets for the plane is pretty expensive and definitely goes up on the longer weekends. So for that, I give it a 4 out of 10. Next topic we have are the lifts on the mountain. And the mountain is well circulated and usually does not have backups anywhere, which is great. The lines can get long towards the bottom of the mountain, but that's with every resort pretty much. Overall, the lift's accessibility, wait times are nothing to worry about, so you really don't have to worry. Yeah, you don't have to worry much. They had many lifts in all parts of the mountain, so I never found myself trying to get over to one part, trying to traverse my way. Usually a lift wherever I end up, which is great. They had a tram that went from base to top too, which was awesome, so you didn't have to take multiple lifts to get up there. It's just straight from base to the peak, which is great. So, and it has amazing views too, and it's awesome. So for that reason, I give the lifts an 8 out of 10. The next topic will be the runs. The runs there on the mountain, they were awesome. I had a great time, great experience. The staff there do a fantastic job of grooming and keeping them look nice. I had all sorts of fun exploring different runs, and I felt that there were plenty of options to keep you busy. I was never bored. The groomers always had good snow, and I never ran into any icy spots. There were some enjoyable mogul runs, along with some not enjoyable mogul runs, but that's just steep mogul runs, not really meant for everyone. But that was the only knock I had on it. Other than that though, I love the runs. There were some fun tree runs and fun runs under the lift. Overall, you'll have a blast exploring all the different terrain. So I give it a 9 out of 10. The terrain park. The parks there are gnarly. It's full of fun obstacles, including wooden features that had such a cool look to them. I wish I could have road parked more. We actually found it our last day. We weren't really looking to do that until the last day, but it was great. Some of the jumps you were able to do were made out of wood, so you could hop onto kind of like this box thing and then hop onto another one and jump off. It was sweet. There's also another park that had rollers and jumps too. The entire atmosphere of the park is very enjoyable and had tons of fun riding through it. So I give it a 7 out of 10. Next topic we have is food. The on-site food was decent, nothing to complain about, nothing to brag about. I highly recommend going out to eat at a restaurant in Jackson if you're able to. I had the best steak of my life, best filet I've ever had when I went out one night. I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but they're all good choices wherever you go down there. You will definitely not have any issues finding somewhere to eat. I give it a 10 out of 10. Next we have the views. The views were some of the most gorgeous views I've ever seen, being by mountains. It was one of my favorite parts of visiting. There were gorgeous views anywhere you went. Whether that's the village, whether that's skiing, whether that's flying, whether that's driving, anywhere. Being on the mountain had the best views overlooking the town and then the mountains on the horizon. While being in the town itself, it was beautiful. The scenery of the little village is unlike any place I've ever been. The airport had stunning views too. As soon as you land, you're invited by the Grand Tetons, which are right next to you. I give it a 10 out of 10. The last ranking I have is, would I make another trip back there in the future? I would definitely go back in the future. As a matter of fact, I am going back in 2 years, I think. I gotta go back. It was great experience. It was one of my favorite places I've ever been in my life. Almost my favorite mountain place I've been. The environment that you are in is unbeatable. A little village in Wyoming, pretty much separated from everything. You feel invited, you feel cozy almost. It's a great experience. It's hard to come up with anything bad to say about Jackson. So would I go there again, make another trip in the future? 100%, I give it a 10 out of 10. All right, I hope you guys liked my ranking video, my review on Jackson Hole. Out of 100 points, I give it a 75 out of 100. So 50 being average, 50 out of 100 being average, I give it 75 out of 100. All those scores added up. So that's saying something. So thank you for watching. Appreciate it, and have a good one.